Besides the fact that that is patently false, I do grant that the principle of territorial integrity has a purpose. Basically, you read it in the Vienna Declaration of Program of Action, or you read it in Resolution 2625, has a right to the protection of its frontiers, of its territorial integrity, protection from external aggression. State A, territorial integrity cannot be seen as an obstacle to the real. You can only displace jus cogens by another.
Qualifies to seek self-determination is a big question mark which we have been pondering about over the last 200 years. When we speak of self-determination, the definition of self-determination is extremely clear, that the people seek self-determination. And who are these people? When we speak of people, these people are people with a nation. And when we speak of the definition of a nation, the definition of a nation goes like this. It says that a people speaking, number one, the first one is a common language. The second one is people living in a particular geographic territory. The third one is people practicing or enjoying the same economic life. People belonging to the same ethnicity. People having a common culture. And people with a psychological meaning or psychological makeup or mindset. So these are the people who form a nation. So when they form a nation, they have every right to seek self-determination. Here, the state itself, right from the year 1881, if you take the district of Trincomalee, Trincomalee can be taken as a model district of how the Sinhalese wanted to destroy the very question of self-determination of the Tamils by population transfer. In the year 1881, the population of the Sinhalese in Trincomalee district was 3%, and the population of the Tamils was 66%. This is according to the official statistics of the Department of Census, Government of Sri Lanka, in the year 1881. 100 years later, 1981, if you take the census very clearly states that from 3%, the population of the Sinhalese has increased to 33%. It is in that sense, the Tamils exclusively qualified as a nation to the right to self-determination, and as suggested by the different panelists, it is to be decided only by a referendum by the people living in the north and east. They have to decide what they want, not people who are living outside and not people living in the south who have to decide what the people of the north and the east want. Thank you.
Very much for giving this opportunity, because in the morning at a similar session I was not given the opportunity to ask my question, so I appreciate that. When I was walking in, I think Professor Diaz was talking, and I saw on the screen it says attack in Sri Lanka on Tamil speaking Muslims. I don't know what you're talking about because I came late. I was wondering whether you are talking about the 1990s, which I still remember, when LTT asked the Muslim population in Jaffna Peninsula to leave the peninsula within 48 hours. I don't know whether you're talking about the period when LTT in the border villages. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Okay, let me finish. Okay, we can discuss. We can discuss, Mr. Nirmal. Let me finish. I'm also making a point. I remember that time when LTT the brutal Tamils organization which was terrorizing Sri Lanka for 30 years, asked the Tamil-speaking Muslims living in Jaffna Peninsula to leave within 48 hours. Within 48 hours. And those who couldn't were killed. More than 600 people were killed in the border villages. I don't know how people have forgotten about that. I don't know whether you remember in Kartukundi in 1990, 147 people, Muslims, were killed in a mosque, praying inside the mosque, were killed. That is how LTT treated Muslims. Sir, we never talk against Tamils. Tamils are our brothers. Tamils, Muslims, Sinhalese, all who live in the country, who were born in the country, that is their country. There's no discrimination. We accept that. We accept their right. But we don't accept terrorism. We don't accept people who supported terrorism. Here today, when you talk about Tamil rights, when you talk about self-determination, you forget that for 30 years, my country, your country, the country that belongs to Tamils, Muslims and everybody was terrorized by LTT. How many Sinhalese did they kill? How many Sinhalese they killed? I remember incidents. In 1996, as a young business executive, I was going to Fort. I was half an hour late. I remember when I was getting closer to Fort, passing Goldface, there's a huge explosion. Huge smoke started coming. People started running. What was that?
Okay.
LTT attacked the central bank. Thousands and thousands of Sinhalese were killed. Here we don't talk about that. We talk only about
Okay.
other things. That is not fair. That is not fair. That is not fair. Now you talk. No,
let us talk.
Mr. Newman, I want to say one more talk. I want to say one more talk. Let him talk, please. People listening to you.
Why you are hiding the truth? This is the truth.
You said.
You want peace on our land.
Can I speak, please? Can I speak? You quoted the example of Trincomalee. Let me speak. This is my last point. No, this is my last point. You spoke about Trincomalee. You said Trincomalee, Sinhalese population, 100 years ago 3%, then it went up. What about Velavath in Colombo? 100 years ago it was 1%. Now it is more than 80%. That is because people who live in the country, whether you are Sinhalese, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Tamil, you can travel anywhere in the country. That is your country. How dare you control and say that only one people can? In 1981, the census said 19,331 What happened to them?
Okay. Witness Mr. Sayas. I have proof. They killed pregnant woman. They cut to hack to death children, newborn children. They bomb buses. Don't say like that. Don't say like that. You want to see? I will give you this. Please don't say.
People don't even want.